Hey everybody, it's GauntletX and welcome back to another premiere draft of War of the Spark, a flashback draft to one of the sweetest times in Magic's recent-ish history, 2019. This was the not interplanar, but this was the big war between Nicol Bolas and basically every planeswalker ever, like all the planeswalkers from across the multiverse all coming to Ravnica together. So in that sense, interplanar, but technically it all takes place on Ravnica. It's a really sweet set. Very cool lore, very cool mechanics, and a very fun set to draft. So without further ado, let's get into the pack one, pick one, where we're going to grab Teferi Time Raveler, one of the best planeswalkers ever printed. This is an excellent card, even in draft. Just play it, bounce one of their cards, draw a card, and if it manages to stick around longer, being able to do that again later is really, really powerful. So we're definitely going to grab Teferi Time Raveler there. And Teferi shows us one of the really unique mechanics in this set. This was the first set where planeswalkers had static abilities like that, where they have something passively that they do while they're sitting on the board. And it's also the only set where there's a Planeswalker in every single booster pack. So somebody took the Planeswalker out of this pack. It was obviously a rare mythic, so that makes sense. Because of that, there are a lot of bomb rares in this format. So it's really important to get a bunch of good interaction and removal pretty highly. Even cards like Toll of the Invasion that look at your opponent's hand and make them discard something go up quite a bit in value in this draft format as well. So Toll of the Invasion is a great card too, but obviously we've started with a blue-white spell, so we're going to take the strongest blue or white card, and Aven Eternal is one of the best commons in the set. Really good stat line for the cost, and it shows off that amass mechanic, which is pretty fun. If you don't have a zombie army, then you just get a 2/2 flyer and a 1/1 zombie. If you do have a zombie army, you just put another +1/+1 counter on it, which tends to be a little weaker than getting a whole separate creature, but still a really powerful mechanic. Pick number 3 now. Totally Lost is okay, but a little expensive, a little bit overcosted. We could also just take a 2-mana 2/2 on curve that has a good death trigger. So when this dies, you're going to be buffing all of your planeswalkers, proliferating onto them, and especially if you have any +1/+1 counters in the deck too. Chandra's Prior Helix is a pretty good off-color card. Bloomhulk for proliferate stuff. And then Despark is solid, but it is multicolored and off-color. I think even though it's a bit expensive, I'm fine to roll with the Totally Lost here out of this pack. Pick number 4. I like Lazotep Reaver a lot. This is kind of Black's version of the Aven Eternal, one of these cheap creatures that comes with 2 creatures off of 1 spell. It's very strong. The white spells in this pack are not good. The blue spells in this pack are not good. The green spells, this is just not a very good pack overall. Lazotep Reaver is miles ahead of everything else in there, in my opinion. Pick number 5 now. Once again, kind of a weak pack. We could speculate on some fixing with the Gateway Plaza. We could get the Flux Channeler, which in the perfect board state can do a lot of stuff, where you've got a zombie army and a planeswalker and maybe some other creatures with counters on them. But you need to have a lot going for you already for that to start putting in work. I mean, Herald of the Dreadhorde is just a solid stat line up front. Take that to go with the Lazotep Reaver. We are only 1 card deep into white. We could end up blue-black here. My only issue with ending up blue-black is it would be like the 3rd time in a row. Now we have Thunder Drake, I think, as the best spell here. Only really need to get 1 +1/+1 counter on it for it to be pretty good. If you can get more than that, then it's going to be great. And there are proliferate cards in the set that add to your counters on the board. So Thunder Drake's a very good card. Gideon's Triumph looks like removal, and it technically is, but it's very bad removal because your opponent always gets to choose what they're going to sacrifice out of the stuff that they've attacked with. So if they attack with more than 1 creature, you're really not getting targeted removal out of it. There's spells for like that same mana cost where you get to destroy target like attacking creature and actually pick what you want to kill. Now we got a Spellkeeper Weird or a Grateful Apparition. I kind of want to take the Spellkeeper Weird. Not that it's better than Apparition, but it's bluer than Apparition, and we're definitely blue at this point. Spark Reaper is actually really good, though, in black as well, and it works super well with Lazotep Reaver and Herald. What if I draft blue-black 4 times in a row? Here's Crush Descent, which is a solid counterspell. 4 mana counter unless they pay 2, and then amass zombies 2. Wanderer's Strike is a reasonable removal spell as well. A little bit expensive at 5 mana, but you get to exile the card so they can't bring it back from the grave, and you get to proliferate. So Strike is good too. But I'll go for the Crush Descent here because we are super locked into blue. Okay, Trusted Pegasus is better than the black spells in this pack. Keep that white path potentially open. It's going to be a bunch of unplayable stuff for the rest of the pack, probably. Burning Prophet's the best card there, but we are very unlikely to play red. Wall of Runes, just because we're definitely blue, but that'll be one of the first cuts if we get to like 24 or 25 non-land playables. Same with Relentless Advance. Be one of the first cuts. I mean, our white and our black are pretty even just because of how strong Teferi is. We've got like 3 really solid black spells, and then 1 incredible white spell and a solid one. Okay. Well, luckily we got good blue cards here. We have Fibblethip, 2 mana, 1/1, draw a card, always a good deal. Or we have Kasmina, 4 mana for a 5 loyalty planeswalker. You can end up getting 2 wizards out of it, so 2 2/2s and draw 2, discard 2. And now your opponent's removal spells cost more too. I think Kasmina just puts in a lot of work. She's always pretty great. I'll take her over Fibblethip. Pack 2, pick 2, another Aven Eternal. Best blue common, some great stuff there. There's also a Spark Reaper. Some actual white removal spells now, Divine Arrow and Nahiri. You can blow up tapped creatures, but Aven Eternal is an excellent card. In an excellent color in this set. Pouncing Lynx is okay. Crushed Descent's pretty good. Tamiyo's Epiphany, also great. Scry 4, draw 2 in a set with a lot of really individually powerful cards. Don't mind an Epiphany here. I mean, Toll of the Invasion is really good too if we want to lock in on black. Which is an option. I think Epiphany's good enough. We still really don't need to. Probably pretty on par. There's another Toll of the Invasion. Yeah. This time there's no good blue to take. Sure. Take a Toll of the Invasion. Let's go that way. Need some more 2 mana stuff to do. We just got a punch at 4, but we've got high card quality here at least. Gotta work on that mana curve though. Drop the Relentless Advance for sure. Doesn't look like a great Thunder Drake deck right now. Oh, beautiful. Just talking about needing to work on the mana curve, and we get one of the best 2 mana creatures in the set. At common, we grab a Lazotep Reaver again. We're gonna get some non-creature spells. We gotta get some removal. More than anything. Nothing here. Contentious Plan. I guess I can run that for now. We'll pretty consistently have a zombie army on the board at the very least to proliferate onto. And proliferating even just once can usually get all the uncommon planeswalkers 1 more activation, like Kasmina here. Starts at 5 loyalty, you -2 twice, then she's at 1 loyalty, so if you proliferate 1 time, she goes from 1 loyalty to 2, and you can get another wizard out of her. Guild Globe makes things really easily splashable, and obviously there's no on-color cards anyway. Guess we could throw a Guild Globe and a Teferi in there and a couple planes. Nothing good here for anybody. Let's rare draft an uncommon to fill out our vault a little bit faster. Get some more wild cards back. Spellkeeper Weird or another Guild Globe. Or Gateway Plaza. Grab a Spellkeeper Weird. Another Wall of Runes, I guess. I feel like there's always just fierce competition for all of the removal spells in particular. They just dry up so fast. We see like really premium creatures going late like Lazotep Reavers, but the removal is just gone. Alright, pack 3, show me a removal spell. We do not open a removal spell. We got it totally lost for 1,000,000 mana. Think I'd rather take Command the Dreadhorde. It's a little risky, but it is balmy and fun. Probably better to take Totally Lost, but I don't care. Command the Dreadhorde is way cooler. Another Toll of the Invasion. If we can't have removal, maybe we can just make them discard all their bombs. There we go. There's a Tyrant's Scorn. That is a cheap removal spell. Also, the Callous Dismissal works decently enough, slowing our opponent down, bouncing something back to hand, but the Scorn can fully kill the cheap cards. There's definitely at least one other drafter in blue-black, because it is the strongest archetype. I mean, blue, black, and red, the Grixis stuff is great. Speaking of, do I want to grab a Rouse Outburst here and try to splash it in? Just a Guild Globe for it. Marty may be splashing into Fairy instead. Probably not. So Bond of Insight for good value or Crush Descent. Another draw spell here. Another Herald or another Spellkeeper. Weird. I've got a lot at 3 and 4 mana. So both are maybe a little awkward. I guess I got less at 4. We can take another Herald. Oh, this is 23 cards now. It really does feel like the same, same deck each day so far. With the same problem of that lack of removal. Got another Totally Lost now, at least. Rid of the Contentious Plan. I might just get rid of the Guild Globe Teferi. Probably not going to play a third Wall of Runes, but it's better to have the option than just fill my vault a tiny bit. Could probably get some top end like a Tidebearer Giant, but when I'm like low on ways to actually kill things, I really like the Hand Disruption. I'm just going to be on triple toll. All of our opponents will be paying the toll. Mana Curve or temporary removal again. I'm going to go Mana Curve here. If that were like a full-on like Destroyer Exile spell, I'd take it over the Opportunist there, but it is not, alas. Just got a Wall of Runes and we got a deck. I guess the Thunder Drake is like turn 6. We're going to cast 2/3 mana spells. Is the plan. Alright. Third time's the charm. We'll see if we just 4/3 every single draft in this set with the same deck, or if we can break through that 4-win ceiling that we've been hitting so far. We will call it a deck here, hop into the gameplay, see how far this one can take us. Alright, here we are on the play for game 1. We've got a little bit of a curve going on here. 2, 3, and 4. Our turn 4 play doesn't impact the board at all, though. But we drew a different one. We drew Herald of the Dreadhorde, and now we are golden. Let's go ahead and toll them before we attack, just in case they have a weird flash creature. They do not. They got some +1/+1 counter spells, some 4-mana creatures, and then the 3-mana Iron Bully. I kind of like just getting rid of the Iron Bully. Really slowing them down that way. They don't do anything till turn 4. And they play 1 3/2 or 2/3 flyer, which I can attack into with my Herald of the Dreadhorde. And then whenever the Herald dies, we can attack with the 3/3 zombie army. The 3/2, I'm really happy they played the 3/2 because we can actually attack in with multiple creatures against that. Buff up the army to 3/3. Cast the Bond. Pick up Toll the Invasion. And could double spell if I cast Scorn and Invasion the same turn. I think I'm going to do that, even though Totally Lost is a better piece of interaction because it puts it back in the deck instead of into their hand. Okay, they're over it either way, and we start things off 1-0 pretty easily heading into game number 2. All right, here we are on the play for game number 2. Great curve here. We got a 1, 2, 3. Sesame Street Magic the Gathering here. Let's do some counting. Wall of Runes, scry 1. Bond of Insight. Let's ditch that. We need to draw our third land pretty badly here. So we're going to ditch basically any non-land we see on top there. Opponent starts with a Wall of Runes as well. We found the third land. Start with a Lazotep Reaver. If they don't play another creature, we get to poke them for damage here. And they don't. They just draw a card off of Contentious Plan. Aven Eternal pre-combat, just in case for some reason they choose not to block the 2/2. But they do. Shriek Diver. 2/1 flyer. Could trade into our 2/2 flyer here. And they do. It's part of where Aven Eternal is so good. We traded into their equally expensive creature, but also got a +1/+1 counter on the board where they did not. Opponent is on full Grixis, blue, black, and red. All of the Bolas colors. And there's Relentless Advance for a 3/3 zombie army. So we pass through and hold up a Crush Descent, totally lost away the army in their end step if they don't play something to crush. Spellkeeper Weird is an instant speed ability. So if we draw like a land next turn, we could hold up Crush Descent again off of 6 mana. I've decided against totally losting the zombie army because it's kind of the only removal I have. And as soon as we cast Crush Descent, we have a 4/4, which is bigger than their 3/3 anyway. They time twisted in the end step, which means their creature's not going to come back until this end step. It's going to take a while. But they get a Scry and a +1/+1 counter. Pretty fine with that, like a weaker version of a hexproof trick. I guess technically stronger, but the fact that they're using it when we're not casting anything. Dang it. I would like to amass and get my 4/4 here, so I'll just cast this Crush and tap them out. Now we got a 4/4. And then that's a 1/5. I think because that's a 1/5, I need Crush Descent again. Because then even if I totally lost the 4/4, my 4/4 is running into their 1/5. I don't know, maybe I should just hold the mana up still and keep the weird around for now, since neither's going to completely change the board yet. That was a really good draw. Now I wish I cracked the Spellkeeper Weird first. They don't have the mana for Jace yet. If they Vizier, we can totally lost the thing. Let's just get rid of their Crush Descent. They double block. We just kill a 4/4. Yeah, we gotta wait. If they were like just a 2-color deck, I might have hit the Jace there, but they're a 3-color deck. It's probably going to be a few turns till they hit blue. Once they do, they will have 6 mana ups though, so they'll be able to afford their own like Crush Descent here. I can also just pick up Toll of the Invasion now instead. Seems better. Because this will get the Jace out of their hand and make our army big enough to attack into the 4/4 and the 1/5 at the same time. But then I will need to find another way to deal with their zombie army once they play the thing that gives it Death Touch. Wow, they top decked the Obnix. This is cruelty. That's pretty brutal. Yeah. I mean, we had to assume they had something there because they didn't play the Vizier, but I was hoping it was like a Crush Descent or something. And that just wouldn't be able to counter this Toll. I'm already taking 4 a turn from this army now. I don't think Death Touch is a huge difference on our current board. So I'll let them keep the Vizier so we know they're not going to win off a Jace later. Right, like a 4-4 beating down on us every turn right now is already a really bad position. Kasmina's a great draw.
It's us or them. Choose the home your control.
Can work our way up to enough creatures to triple block this 5/5 with 2 2/2s and a 1/1. The Death Touch is slightly relevant here. We can't block it with 2 2/2s and a 1/2 and keep something, because it'll just Death Touch everything away, but still just need 5 power. Tyrant Scorn is very good against tokens.
Focus on what matters.
They probably just have a land in hand, but we'll see. Nope, they had a Kaya's Ghost form. Interesting. Suppose now that we have Tyrant Scorn, we just start poking for 2 a turn. Okay, get rid of the Death Touch. Probably should have done this during our turn so they couldn't draw into the potential hexproof trick, the Lazotep plating. Yeah, I mean, I could also just take another 5 to hold on to that Tyrant Scorn for potentially something else, but the 5/5 is really big enough that we'll need to deal with it at some point. A white source. The plains off the top is wild. They have like a Teferi in there as well, maybe? Gleaming Overseer is a really good one. Hexproof and Menace to the zombie army. Ooh, Spellkeeper weird. Speaking of good ones. Yeah, we also don't have great attacks now. At least neither do they. Okay. Have to grab a Tyrant Scorn here. I think the Overseer has the scarier ability in the long run, even if it is less toughness. Even Eternal's pretty sweet. Do you want to trade a 1/1 for a 1/2? So that I can get the 2/2 in instead? Nope, we're just gonna bounce. Fair. I mean, one of these gets through, the 2/2 dies to those two. To push a damage in and push the 2 toughness card through. Oh, hello, Flyer. And that's game. We get to attack all next turn, push one of these ground creatures through, and 4 damage in the sky. That is 2-0 heading into game 3. All right, here we are on the draw for game number 3. Lower curve this time, starting on turn 3, but I like the spells a lot. Burning Prophet's going to start our opponent off, which is one of the fastest curves for the blue-red deck. This can beat down a lot with all their non-creature spells, and it really sets up their draws to make sure they get through any mana flood too, with all the scrying. Burning Prophet is a great card for the blue-red decks. Krenko is a bomb and a half, and our deck has like no removal, so we could just get soloed by a Krenko very easily. Okay, so they got Ral's Outburst and Chandra's Triumph. If they top deck a land, they can Outburst, but if they don't top deck a land, they attack with Krenko. Krenko's a 2/3, and we block and kill it. That's the only way we're going to have any chance this game, is if they don't top deck a land for this Outburst. So we just hit the Triumph so that, in theory, they don't get a Krenko attack in here. But if they win that coin flip, and it is a land on top, this game's pretty over. If they lose that coin flip, though, then we can deal with Krenko by consistently holding up the blockers we need. Like Kasmina here, to make their removal cost even more is going to be really difficult for them because it already costs 4. It'll be 6 mana now, so I think we have to lead with Kasmina. But then holding up like Crush Descent or tolling another card out of their hand is going to be really powerful here.
I'm brilliant, so do try to keep. We are the future.
Ditch the Wall of Runes and hold this Krenko back with a bunch of creatures. Spellgorger Weird is their draw. Not horrific, but I am sure they would have preferred to draw land there.
Join my cause.
Okay. I think I'm going to Toll of the Invasion the Cyclops Electromancer out of their hand, the big 2-for-1 creature, because it's also a removal spell they don't have to spend 2 extra mana on, because it's not a spell targeting our creatures. So, because we don't have to Toll it yet, I could just hold up Crush Descent. I could, I guess, also just hold up Crush Descent on the turn they're going to play a 5-drop. Yeah, no, I could just Toll their Epiphany here. Actually, you know what? No, I'll just pass. Because if they go land, cast Epiphany, then we go Crush Descent. If they don't, we totally lost the Krenko, and that slows them down because they have to redraw it instead of a land. Probably better to actually crush the Spellgorger Weird here. Or totally lost the Spellgorger Weird here. They scryed to the top, so they want their top card. So make it so they don't get it and have to redraw the Weird. But I could also play Toll and Tyrant Scorn in the same turn. I think I'd rather do that. If I Scorn the Weird to attack with everybody, then Krenko gets to start attacking me back, and that's bad. So let's just send a 5/5. I gotta say, Toll of the Invasion has been pretty incredible in all of our games so far. They play a Thunder Drake. I think if I Scorn the Weird, totally lost the Thunder Drake after I untap, then they're behind enough to just send everybody in. Yeah, they're just going to scoop anyway. They're so over it. That'll be 3-0, heading into game 4. All right, here we are on the play for game number 4. So first game, we've got the Command the Dreadhorde, so if we can keep our life total high, that could do some pretty crazy stuff for us. Law Rune Enforcer starts the game for our opponent. Cannot tap our zombie army, but it can tap basically everything else. Cares about mana value very interestingly. Martyr for the cause. Okay. Play a 3-mana card. I think I can hold off on Toll. Start with the bigger creature. Keeps the Law Rune Enforcer from attacking us, at least. We'll see how bad their 3-mana play is here. If it's like Teferi or something, then we got by not tolling. Mana Geode, that's fine. So they have a mana of any color. They get a little scry when that enters too. Scry to the bottom. Send in the Martyr. This being a Command the Dreadhorde hand, I actually don't mind this trade. We trade before they get to proliferate at all. And it's okay to end up with our flyer in the grave because we can just get it back later. Speaking of Command the Dreadhorde, the Bond of Insight getting cast early is going to be nice too, but we should still toll first. Guarantee at least one spell in there. Oh. Okay, well, once again, toll the Invasion MVP. Got rid of Enter the God Eternals, which is a wildly good card. It's a 4/4, and you deal 4 and gain 4. So they would kill our best creature, get a big creature of their own, and mill somebody. So they just got a 1/2 and a 1/3 flyer right now. We are vibing. I'm not going to cast Command the Dreadhorde twice, because I've only got 1 life total to work with here, so I don't care about bondsing it back. We'll just cast the bond on the toll, and a blind card, which is Tamiyo's Epiphany. Take 1, go to 17. We can command the Dreadhorde at 6 mana, and then at 7 mana cast Toll and Epiphany in the same turn. Make sure the hands are really favored and the board is really favored, unless they drew a counterspell here. We have 17 life to work with. I'd like to keep us at like 8 if that's safe to do. We can go 9, we can go 3 drop, 3 drop, 3 drop. Boom, boom. I'll just get a bunch of flyers. We'll go to 8. Or sorry, 7. Feels worth it. I am about to double spell next turn as well for the Thunder Drake. No reason to hold up the 4/4 here. They do blow it up with a Totally Lost. Guild Globe to draw a card. Play a Plains. Crushed Ascent is the draw. Well, I doubt we're holding that up, because if we double spell, we buff Thunder Drake. And they're about to have nothing in their hand anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's just an island in the first place. Take the Opportunist. We got 7 mana for it. Start gaining our life back. That'll be huge. Okay, we got the mana for both of them while still holding up Crushed Descent, which I guess doesn't really matter. They'll definitely be able to afford the extra 2 mana on any spell they're trying to cast here. This Thunder Drake's looking really nice. How much do I like amassing 2 here? Probably not enough to not play Spellkeeper Weird. Play that to bring back our Tamiyo's Epiphany. Alright, they're over it. We've got way more creatures on the board. They know we can Spellkeeper Weird back a draw spell. So they know eventually we're very favored to win that game. So 4-0 it is. And we are now going at least as well as we did in all of our other runs of War of the Spark so far. Pretty much at that break-even points and winning more games than we lost. We will absolutely take it, but we'll also see if we can't take it any farther as we head into round number 5. Okay, here we are on the play for game number 5 against a Golgari deck. They start with a Snare Spinner, 3 toughness, and reach. And it's a 3/3 on block, so my Eternal can't even get in. That sucks. I'm just going to toll you then, since my Aven Eternal won't do anything. Bolas' Citadel, if they have a high enough life total when they cast that, is going to be unstoppable. So I think I have to hit that. But these other cards are quite strong as well. Multiple Death Touchers off Vraska. Death Sprout's an excellent removal spell. And a second Snare Spinner is going to be really annoying. What if I just keep Spellkeeper weirding back Toll of the Invasions? There's second Snare Spinner. Did not hit a land, so I guess Spellkeeper weird it is, since the Aven Eternal is hitting a brick wall over there. Herald would have been pretty good if we hit the land, being able to attack in with a 3/2 against these spiders and clear one of them out. Would be great. Not only would we trade into a spider, we'd then amass 2 onto our zombie, and then be another 3/3 that can start attacking in through the spiders. There's Vraska to start getting their Death Touchers. Our board's actually pretty good against the Vraska, at least. Okay, well, we got a plan now. Command the Dreadhorde later.
I'm good at killing, but I don't always enjoy it.
Now that they got the Death Touchers everywhere, we're really stuck. I don't even think the Herald's a great point. So we'll pass through. Sack one of these Spellkeeper weirds if we don't cast Crush Descent. And they pass through, so we don't cast Crush Descent. I kind of don't want to amass again until we trade the 1/1 off. But I don't think I have much choice. Death Sprout the Spellkeeper, weird. Another Death Sprout, and then a couple creatures, sure. I'll hit the next Death Sprout. Nurturer. Opportunist. If they want to send the Death Touchers in, we can just trade here, and then Vraska doesn't do anything anymore. But they don't want to. It's totally lost mana if we want it. I'm not really going to totally lost any of those creatures. But I do get to hold up Crush. Wow, command is pretty bad right now. We need to get more creatures in grave. Let's plop a Herald onto this board and pass. What is going on with their hand? Casmine is very good.
Under my instruction, you will steer the course of my students are loyal geniuses.
Mildly awkward draw. Think I have to just discard that. Should probably start, like, we're probably at enough mana to just discard the Crush Descent at this point. Can't double spell right now.
Every day is a new lesson.
If I totally lost a Centaur Nurturer? Still have the Death Touchers, though. This Opportunist is really annoying for our Command the Dreadhorde. Oh no. That's a mill 20.
Behold my epilogue of fear. Your final terror.
Wow, we don't have double black.
Upon you.
It's kind of wild. I cannot double spell here. I think we're just cooked by Ashiok. I mean, that mills our whole deck. And this board is just so cluttered down. Totally lost my own card once my library's empty, but that only buys me one more turn and they're at so much life. I don't know how we put enough pressure on them. So we've already got a 4 toughness card against our 3 power creature. We can't attack in there. The Thunder Drake can't get through a Snare Spinner. We're just truly stuck right now. I think I just play the more expensive card, play another Herald, because we're more likely to be able to double spell alongside the Aven Eternal. Once we double spell, the Thunder Drake can start getting in, because then it's a 3/4. They double block with 2 Snare Spinners, and I totally lost one of them. But I'm pretty sure Ashiok's got us here. They've completely exiled our graveyard, so they completely blanked our Command the Dreadhorde too. Just really tragic. Yeah, Ashiok is just super good on this board.
This is my masterpiece.
I think because they exiled their grave, there's like nothing we can do. If it weren't for that, we could do some weird Spellkeeper weird loops, maybe, somehow. Probably not. Maybe some way. With like Command the Dreadhorde to bring back the Spellkeepers and then like totally lost. Over and over. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna scoop here. I mean, there's no way out. They're at 32. We can buy 1 extra turn off totally lost, but we're not flipping that game. We'll move on. We are 4-1, heading into game number 6. All right, here we are for game 6 on the draw. Mono blue hand with multiple black spells. If we don't hit the black mana, we're not doing anything till late, and even if we do, it's a little off curve. I'm gonna take the mulligan on this one. A little too risky for me, and this is a great one. I feel like Wall of Runes might be low impact enough here to just keep the really awkward curve. This might come back to bite us, but we'll see. Playing against a blue deck. Blue-green it is, nothing yet. Turn 2. They're also going to start turn 3, and they're going to play a mana geode. Let's start with Toll of the Invasion, because they're going to have 5 mana next turn. That could already be bomb rare levels of mana. Evolution Sage, Aven Eternal, Ward Scale Crocodile, and Death Sprout. Okay. They've got 4 mana. These are all pretty bad. I feel like Evolution Sage is the least bad for me. It's between the Crocodile and the Aven. I think I gotta get this Crocodile, big old hexproofer. And they did have a land on top for the Crocodile if I did not get rid of it. If I play Spellkeeper Weird now, next turn I can pick up Toll and cast it again to get rid of their removal spell. I think that's pretty fine. And we can totally lost the zombie army after they proliferate on it too much with the Sage. Cool. Now we have our own Aven Eternal, trade into theirs. I think whenever they hit the swamp, the Death Sprout's still a lot worse for us than getting a 1/1. But because they have Transmutation as well, they get to use that on our flyer. Unless I play 2 of them. Let's go. Break through that with 1 removal spell, why don't you? Ooh, nice. Get the 2-for-1 trade. They did draw the swamp for the Death Sprout. Spark Reaper's great against this transmutation. I should have sent both, because then if they wanted to trade there, sure, and if they just blocked there, I could sack Eternal, because I'm planning on doing that anyway. Missed a point of damage there by not sending both in. Tithe Bear Giant, that's a really good one. They get a 4/5 and draw a card. It's a very bad card for me to totally lost. Our Reaper draws a land, and our top deck for the turn is a land. Could have held on to the 1/1 at that point to go like Trump and sack. But then if we actually hit something good, we wouldn't have had the mana to do it and sack the same turn.
I'll teach you a trick or two.
I guess I've got enough lands now. I probably could cast anything, but we are losing this top deck war bad. Tidebearer Giant into there has Mina to draw a card and discard a card every turn. Go to 13. Herald is not horrific, because I can chump twice with that. Draw a card each time. Totally Lost is really expensive with Kasmina on their board, though. It's 7 mana total. They're not even going to declare the attack. I don't think I'm going to sack if they don't declare the attack, at least. Toll the island, get a 1/1 to chump and sack, draw a card. Oh my god. Yeah, they've got a lot of huge value planeswalkers. This one is 3/3/3s off of the 1 spell. Guess I've got the life total here. I'm at 13. I'll gain some more off Spark Reaper. We could still draw into like Command the Dreadhorde or something is maybe the only out. Like something really, really high impact like that. But it is really not looking good.
Let nature guide you.
Playing it real defensively over there. Way too late for Crush Descent.
This is your hunt now.
Let's just get the 2/2. No point in a Tyrant Scorn here, is there? I don't think so. Okay, there's that. 14 life. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The thing is, they're still just ahead here if they just like send all the 3/3s in, I think. I mean, now we've got a 5/5 up. That's the really good part on blocks here. Six blockers, they have 7 attackers. Put a 5/5 on the 4/5, a 3/2 on a 3/3. If it weren't for Tyrant Scorn, we'd have to make some pretty unfavorable blocks, but I think with Tyrant Scorn we're pretty okay. If they didn't draw into anything else. They might have drawn into something else. Because there's been other turns where I think their attacks have been pretty much just as favorable and they've decided against them. Yikes. Well, Tyrant Scorn can counter that still. Although now my creature will trade off here. This looks like the most profitable way to block. Okay, we are in this game, especially with a Kazmina as the draw.
Heed my instruction and prepare for war. Join my cause.
Might be a little risky to get rid of Totally Lost, but you did it. Yeah, just in case they proliferate, we should start clearing out the Planeswalkers
It is I
first.
who have learned a lesson.
Make their next draw step another owl.
Now the wilds are threatened.
Just kind of time walk them.
My students are loyal geniuses.
Epiphany's huge at this point in the game. Oh boy. Opportunists. And these are all excellent. Maybe not Toll. I can Spellkeeper a Toll if I really want it. I'm gonna hold up Spark Reaper's ability so that if they somehow kill both the flyers, I don't just take 2 in the sky and die. Play it slightly safe here. Spark Reaper Wake Hasmina in their end step. I keep forgetting Spark Reaper can sack Planeswalkers too. So sacking your 1 loyalty Planeswalker when you don't have ways to proliferate it is really good. Speaking of really good, Aid the Fallen to get back a Kasmina and a Tidebearer Giant is great for our opponent. There's the Tidebearer. Hold up Opportunist mana. Now that I have Opportunist mana up, I think I'm good to hold up just 1 flying blocker.
War is coming. I will not be unprepared. We are the future.
Long games right now. Sure. Opportunist. Draw the Thunder Drake, play a Thunder Drake and have Opportunist's ability up again.
You require control.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die to a Sarkhan. If they have a removal spell alongside him. Because I have to chump Sarkhan now. Oh, each Planeswalker? Oh my god, wow, did we get bombed out. So even if I didn't attack with a flyer here, I go chump the 2 4/4s? Oh, Sarkhan doesn't have haste. Oh, thank god, Sarkhan doesn't have haste. Oh my god. I mean, I think we still just lose, but... That's a bomb and a half. They have 3 blockers up. Block a 3/2 and 2 2/2s. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. Tiny bit off from lethal. Dang it. If I had 14 mana, I'd have lethal. Block a 4/4. Can gain 2 and go to 3. I cannot survive. Well, kill Kasmina. But I have to kill Kasmina with non-flying creatures. Oh. Boy, oh boy. Oh. They don't have any dragons, though. Okay. Forgot about his static ability. Got really scared.
Watch this.
7 mana to use this. So I have 4 mana to spend how I want. I think I have to play Lazotep Reaver over stacking one of these.
I will seek out others then.
Chomp gain. Should play the Spellkeeper weird instead. Go for the token this time instead of going for immediate lethal. Because they can't quite lethal me on this board. Is this no damage then? Send a 4/5 in and a 3/3. Okay. So one of my blocks has to be pretty bad here. I mean, I don't really want to lose Spark Reaper, but I think it's my only expendable creature other than the tapped 2/2. It is nice to clear out a threat. I probably should have Opportunist Drained still anyway. Yeah, that was dumb. I don't know why. I kind of thought I had the mana to do both. Because I already knew I didn't. So, like, we're just cooked, right? Like, I can bring back Totally Lost on Sarkhan. But then I still block there. Take the damage from the Strix. I mean, we'll see what they do, but I'm fairly confident we're dead here. Especially since I did an Opportunist. I mean, even if I did Opportunist, I'd be at 3 instead of 2. It's not a huge help. At this rate.
I summon you.
Actually, Tyrant Scorn instead of Totally Lost, so I can Opportunist 2. A big old 7/6 worm. And then it's all ground creatures, so not quite enough. Need to be able to block at least one thing in the sky again, and I cannot do that. Alright, Sarkin rips us apart there, and it's 4-2, heading into round number 7. Alright, here we are for game number 7. Will we break the 4-3 curse, or is this the last game of Magic for today? Let's find out. Our opponent's on the play with a turn 2 Tybalt's Rager. Here's our Lazotep Reaver. The Rager does 1 to any target when it dies. It can buff itself up. Okay. The Reaver looks like just a solid counter to that. Here's Aven Eternal now. They played a Spellgorger weird turn 2, which is really scary. Because it gets bigger and bigger as they're casting non-creature spells. Scary card for the blue-red deck. Sure, I'll trade Rager into my 2-2. Down to 19, we draw Toll of the Invasion. I like that over holding up a Blind Crush Descent, because this will really tell us when to hold it up. We'll hold it up for the Jaya later, and hope they don't hit a black source for these Spark Harvests. Let's get rid of Tamio's Epiphany to prevent that as well. So even if they top deck a land, they can't scry towards black mana. They top decked a Swamp. Well, what are you going to do? The Spark Harvests aren't even very good until they have double black, because sacrificing a creature right now is a massive cost for them. So the Spark Harvests are really just already not that good. So here's Burning Prophet. Cool. I will hold up Crush Descent, because whenever they hit Jaya, that's going to be very powerful. The 3 damage to any target over and over. She adds to her own damage as well. So we can't really let a Jaya resolve. We got a good enough board state for now. Gleaming Overseer is also kind of bad. Sure. I think Crush Descent also adding to our board, making sure we do something with our mana. There's enough reasons to use it that I can throw it out there and let them get a Jaya, especially now that we have multiple cards. Like, we're going to have more threats than Jaya gives them answers. Jaya can kill 2 of our things. We're now going to have a lot. I should have pre-combated the Aven Eternal, technically. I always forget. With mechanics like that, where you're supposed to play the main phase 1, because the vast majority of your time you should try to cast everything main phase 2, generally speaking. Amass is not one of those things if you already have a zombie army on the board, which is good to learn now, because in the Hobbit set, they're going to have the Amass Goblins mechanic instead of amassing a zombie army. Let's Epiphany, and I would like to see 1 land here. Yes, and then what else? Toll's pretty good against all these Spark Harvests. That'll be fine. I think these are all pretty good, but I'll ditch the Reaver there. Wanted the land so I could hold up Spark Reaper's ability at all times, so when they do start casting removal, we're drawing cards in response. Alright, we get to trade into the Mayhem Devil here. Put them to 7. You know what, I could just hold a Jaya here, instead of holding up Spark Reaper's ability. Toll of the Invasion is so sick, and it does feel like the kind of card where the more copies the merrier, because then you reveal their hand early, you get to look at it again, do some more to it. Spark Harvest, sacking the 1-3 to get rid of a flyer, because they are under that much pressure at this point. Put them to 5. Spellkeeper. An opportunist. There's the double black. They can hard cast the next Spark Harvest on the Even Eternal now. They block a Reaper, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage and die, though. If they tap out for a Spark Harvest, that is game. Alright, that will do it. We broke the 4-3 ceiling. We are at 5 and 2 now. In the money out of this draft. All right, here we are for game number 8, keeping a 5-lander because I'm crazy like that. Kasmina's so good, and even if you're really high on mana in your hand, Kasmina's one of those cards that can dig you through those land clumps with all the draw and discard. And I actually know exactly what's on top of my deck at all times, and I knew that we were going to draw into a 1, 2, 3, 4 curve out into the Kasmina. So there's that too. You got to work on that skill as well. Playing against another blue-red deck here. They started with a Grim Initiate, which replaces itself with a 1/1 zombie army when it dies. It doesn't do anything crazy. There's an Even Eternal. Excellent. Common. We've been playing a lot. We've got Command, the Dread Horde. But we're going to be taking a lot of flying damage here, so that's not ideal. They got a Heartfire, Spellkeeper Weird, Honor the God Pharaoh, and another Even Eternal. Well, I think I got to get rid of the other Even Eternal when I don't have removal of my own, because that's going to be so bad for me if I don't. It is kind of tragic. Kasmina's just going to be the 1 2/2 draw card, discard a card here. Since they can attack her with their Even Eternal after that. Still going to be worth casting, though, over nothing. 2/2 draw card, discard a card, Semi-Fog. That's okay. That's worth the mana cost. Totally Lost is the draw. Draw a Herald, I'll discard that. We'll go 5, 6 these next couple turns. Yeah, 2/2 for 2/2. And they are going to poke Kasmina, stop us from getting another 2/2.
I prepared for this.
Tybalt. Those 1/1 devils.
Show us you're alive.
My assistants are painfully sloppy.
Okay. Two into our 2/2 and a devil into our 2/2 probably if I send everybody at Tybalt. And they still just get another 1/1 anyway. Guess that's the same if we send at their face. I definitely don't want to totally lost the Tybalt though, because then they just get 2 more devils instead of 1 more. So we either just sit here and do nothing, or we take the trades here. Okay to just take the trades. Oh, they're just gonna chump one of them. Pretty happy with that. Or are they gonna try to Heartfire and do like first strike plus a ping? Totally Lost on a Grim Initiate is not bad. Make them redraw just a 1/1. And they don't get the kill on our 2/2. Wait, what? Oh, this is even better for us than I thought what they were going to do, which would be to sack this and first strike plus ping. No, this is even better for us. Then we'll just keep all our creatures. Heartfire the Face is painful, though, when we've got to command the Dreadhorde coming up. Actually hope they kill Kasmina. Nice.
I will
Now we
return
can
with
command her back.
even more disciples.
Invade the city of 3/3. 14 life, 10 life, 7 life, 6 life. I'd like to be out of reach of like a Heartfire here. This looks right to me.
Impressive, and I may offer my guidance. My students are loyal and brilliant.
I guess I'm technically not out of reach of a Heartfire because they have 2 Devil tokens. 2 Devils and a Heartfire will kill me. Yikes. That's pretty awful. Removal spell and a creature all in one to get rid of our flyer and put us back down to 4. Draw, discard.
Hone your
Spark Reaper's a
control.
big one. I can't gain life right now, so Spark Reaper is actually not that good. Now we're dead in one swing because we can't gain life when Tybalt's on the board. Oh no. And I can't kill Tybalt. I mean, I've got 5 if I attack Tybalt with literally everybody, then we know that Tybalt dies, but then they could just choose not to block anybody and crack back with everything for lethal. Uh-oh. I guess I'm not dead on the crackback because we can block and sack, and we can also block with a 0/4. This is fine. Think I need to hold up the Spark Reaper here. So if they like removal spell Wall of Runes, I can still survive the turn. Oh, they just have another Heartfire anyway. Alright, we were never winning this game then. Again, I can't gain life as long as Tybalt's on the board, so that'll be 5 and 3. Hey, it's an improvement over the first couple runs, and we are leaving with more gems than we spent to enter. We got a positive win rate. I will take that. We have had a perfectly reasonable record in War of the Spark. It could have been a cooler, better record, but 4-3, 4-3, 5-3, good enough for me. And we've got one more day of War of the Spark drafts coming up before the launch of the Hobbit set. So we'll see if we can't end the draft format with a banger tomorrow. But this was just another solid look at the strongest colors in the set. Blue and black, they're just the deepest colors at common, with premium cards like Aven Eternals, Toll the Invasions, Tamiyo's Epiphanies, Lazotep Reavers. There's just a lot of really good commons even in these colors like Spark Reaper 2. All the black removal spells that we have not been seeing in any of these drafts because of, how contested black often is, but they're really good, very deep colors that I highly recommend drafting. Often, even when they're not super open, you can get tons of 4-3s and 5-3s out of them as we have been doing so far. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send you some more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. And other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.